Let's go get pancakes. I've legit said that to my GF a ton of times. What should you say after sex? Welcome to a new Alien Radio story time. It's so good to see you. If we haven't met yet, I'm Andrew, your storyteller. Since you're already here, can you hit like and subscribe? I wouldn't want you to miss any more story times with me. If you do, I'll buy you a new car. Anyways, let's get into the stories. Are you proud of yourself? Or are you ducking sorry? How likely would you be to recommend this sex to a friend? Back in my husband's single days, he said he slept with one of his co-workers, and right afterward she said, "I'm going to have to thank Maggie." He said, "Why?" She said, "Maggie recommended you." Evidently all the co-workers he slept with talked. Are you ducking sorry? I was at my girlfriend's room doing it when her dad walked in. As he stood there in shock, she said, "Dad, I'm sorry," to which he replies, "Hi, sorry, I'm Dad." He then turned to me and asked, "Are you ducking sorry?" I recently tried clean yourself up, slut, but I'm not very good at that sort of talk, so it just came across awkwardly. Another time I had just received one of the best blowjobs I've ever had. Afterwards I was asked something and words wouldn't come out properly, so I turned to my girlfriend, and all I could think to say was, "You sucked my brains out." One time after having some period sex with an ex, if there's a shower nearby, who cares? She said, "Thank you for having sex with me on my period." Never one to miss a joke opportunity, I replied, "Thanks for having sex with me, period." We laughed for a solid half hour, dated for a few more months, and split for something not related to how corny I am, I swear. If something was going to be transmitted, it already would have been. Considering they have done it without condoms before, he would already have something anyways. People have period sex all the time, although given how you've never ducked anything that's not your hand, I don't expect you to know how women work. Duck, bio in general. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. You are standing far too close, and I would like to know what, precisely, your intentions are. Don't forget to fill out the online survey for a chance to win her dinner for two. Plot twist? She fills it out honestly, and he takes the constructive criticism to heart, beginning a lifelong relationship based on communication and being honest with one another. Please sign here and here, initial here. They said after sex, not before sex. We collect the consent forms after sex. Consent forms? How quaint. Nowadays we have a neutral third-party witness on hand for the entire encounter, recording a signed video stream, with the video's hash and participants' public keys stored on a blockchain ledger. Breaks in the action every 3 minutes in which you reaffirm consent to the camera. Good sex, then handshake and smack on the butt. We're not supposed to shake hands because of the pandemic. Is there an alternative? He smiled with a sense of achievement and pride. A feeling of something accomplished inside, a pleasure to treasure that no man could rob. He whispered, delighted. I did a good job. I haven't been ducked like that since grade school. The Fight Club book, they changed it to "I want to have your abortion" for the movie. Edit, I got it backwards. I haven't been ducked like that since grade school was in the movie, the other was in the book. So the story goes, since Helena Bonham Carter is from the UK, she apparently didn't understand that grade school meant pre-high school and wasn't super happy when she found out later. I once said, "Thank you" after a blowjob. She was really taken aback. She was like, "Wow, nobody has ever thanked me before." So I told her I'd get her flowers for anal. It's touching to see someone can say about a past relationship that the time was good for the duration it lasted. Not all relationships have to end in fairy tale marriage. Sometimes a good companion for a small window of time in your life is exactly what you need. It was a small thing you added to your post, but it's telling. It seems you've got a good head on your shoulders. My most recent ex and I had the best relationship either of us had ever had. We met doing a lot of cocaine, ketamine and but quickly got sober and started a life together. The next year and a half were amazing. We traveled the country together even. But things and people change. We both wanted different things now. She's happy and successful in her path, as my life is good. I have no regrets and only have optimism for the future. Bring your chin down to protect your neck while continuing to stare into his eyes. Bring up your hands and say, I don't want no trouble. Flex your traps and core while slightly bending your knees. Here comes the important part. In a low voice begin to say well low, slowly increasing in volume. He should be surprised by now. Begin to sway side to side and loosen all facial muscles and your anal sphincter and your Kegel muscle. By now you should be pretty loud and your opponent will have stepped back and will appear visibly shaken. Begin to piss and crap yourself and let your eyes roll into the back of your head. By now you are chanting well low at the top of your lungs. He will run away. Everyone within a 1-mile radius will feel a terrifying presence within their soul. Marvel as you ascend into your planar form. My ex used to Voldemort hug me and whisper well done, Draco in my ear. Christ, she was weird. My current partner and I pretty much just lay there, high five and then go back to watching Hell's Kitchen. Edit. You guys can stop asking for my ex's number. We're not remotely close to speaking terms and I've not seen her in years. My husband has these Harry Potter looking computer glasses that he usually leaves on his desk at work, so I usually never see him in them. But now that he's working at home he wears them all day. I keep telling him he looks like Indian Harry Potter in them. So the other day we decided to have boredom quarantine sex, and when he got on top of me, I said achio dick. And I cracked myself up so bad that it put a temporary halt to the sexy times because I could not stop laughing at my own joke. Tell them what you liked about what they did. You can tell them what you didn't like later, or ideally, during if it's really not working for you. Either way, the after party is a good time to keep it positive. Everyone ducks different, and it's very encouraging to know that you hit on something that worked for your partner. It also encourages them to do the same for you, which will mean that A, you know you've got a trick up your sleeve for next time, and B, if you ever want to get them off quickly because your show's about to start, you've got that magic button for when you want to wrap things up. Open communication about your wants and desires is key, especially with someone you plan on ducking again. A little post-coital play-by-play can do wonders for your sex life. Thanks coach, I'll see you again after practice. Okay, this reminded me of a story. I took swimming when I was younger, I was about 19, and I had this trainer who looked to be around 25. He pulled me aside one day after swimming and he says, "Hey kid. Nice work." I say thanks. He says, "Hey, quick question. Do you have Facebook?" I say, "Yeah, why?" "It's username." He says, "Ah, okay. See you next week." I go home and I look on Facebook and I see a notification from him. He texted me, "Hey BB." I panicked and didn't know what to do. He asked me out, but I kindly turned him down and said I wasn't interested. He took it nicely and was very understanding. I never took something gagging after that. We should urinate so our urethra passages are clear. That's what I'm talking about, a little post-coital anti-UTI game. Given I've had several UTIs, including 3 that turned into kidney infections, that is just my style. My UTIs have always been asymptomatic, so I have no idea anything is wrong until it's in my kidneys. The first time it happened, by the time I got to the ER I had started developing septicemia, and the doc said I likely wouldn't have survived the night. That crap sucks. Edit. For all those asking about how to spot UTIs. It just feels like a steady backache that doesn't ease up and steadily gets worse. Once it's bad enough I'll get a fever, but until then the only symptom is the backache that just feels like I strained something. Fortunately for me but unfortunately for my husband, he has a weird superpower and can walk past the bathroom sometime after I've peed and can smell if I have a UTI. I don't smell anything, but we've caught them almost before they're detectable by a urine dip because he has a weird nose. It was a lifesaver when I was pregnant, since every time I turned around I had another UTI. It might be worth it talking to them about it. I'm not sure how common it is to have UTIs without any of the symptoms or how often they end up in the kidneys, but definitely contact them if you think something is not quite right. I hope you can find out what's up and that it's managed quickly and easily. Sorry for crying. I finished. We finished and faded to black. The urge had departed. The questions were back. But why, and who am I? What happened to me? Is this what I've come to? Is this what I'll be? Is this how it ends, in the wake of a wang? And not with a whimper, but really a bang? A hollow enactment of lecherous love? A labored performance of moans from above? What happened? I whispered, I don't understand. I sat there ashamed with my head in my hand. I wiped at a tear with a tissue, and then I asked, are you ready to do it again? Thanks for watching. What did you think of the story time? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more story times.